Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's live Q&A session with me and Mr. Chris Palmer, SEO. Sponsored by The News Guy. The link is below if you're interested in digital PR, a deliverable for your clients, referring domain count, whatever you want, whatever way you want to look at it, brand exposure, you can check out The News Guy for a digital PR press release and get yourself some links, some brand exposure, and everything else that comes with it. So give Randy a little bit of love down there. And but back to where we should be. We are here to answer your questions. So let us know where you're from, what your questions are. Stick them in the live chat, and we will go through them all as quickly as we possibly can. And yes. No one's in so far, but there is 9 people watching. So hope we're up to 21. So, but whilst these people are coming in, Chris, what has been happening? Anything new? Any new shit going on?
Been focusing a lot of attention in paid. So just dialing in. It's funny too. I was looking at a lot of your ads that you got cooking. Just seeing, okay, which ones are running long? Okay, and then which are the winners? What are the types for Facebook? Messing around with Reddit, but focusing a lot of attention on advertising, YouTube, Google, and Facebook. I want to expand into Facebook. Plus, we started offering Google ads. So just dialing that in, creating content. So education around it, and then, of course, done for you. The tool is almost done. The keyword cannibalization is done. So that suite is right there. Yeah, man. Working on the proxy network, of course, doing tests. I got some sick ones for this week, but testing proxies, tools, learning ads, and then, of course,
and you also mentioned this off air, Mexico. What the hell's happening in Mexico?
Oh, my girlfriend's stepsister got married. So originally I wasn't supposed to go. I was going to go to Estonia. But it just
last time. Yeah, you mentioned you had to.
I was on baby duty, man. Or I was on, well, he's not a baby now. It's still my baby though. I still look at it as baby duty.
I thought there was like some other SEO event and you were going back to Mexico. I was like, what the fuck am I missing out on? Because I've never been to Mexico, so it'd be quite a cool place to see.
It's nice. It's a little when you're getting to the resort and then they give you these like hey, don't leave. It's an interesting thing. But I would far more do a cruise. I like cruising because then you get to cruise, you get all the amenities of a resort, but then you get to dock and then walk around for the day. So you get to experience multiple places while you're having all the luxuries on board. I like it. I enjoy it. Plus, it's half the cost.
Yeah,
it's a win-win-winny for me. You know.
Yep. But I'll get you
one more piece. It's all top shelf on a cruise ship. See, in Mexico, they got their top shelf. You know what I mean? Like, which is different. Like, I'm looking, okay, where's the Kettle One? Where's the Ghost? Like, where's the, they know what Absolute is, but I'm like, Kettle One or anything like this? And they're like, nah. So I like top shelf. If we're going to do it, let's do it right, Yeah.
Why not? Got to do things properly.
But what about you? What do you got cooking? You never say. I need to know.
I don't have new tools or anything like that going on. I'm quite steady with what I've got. Like, there's no crazy tools. I've got what I want to offer to people, that's it. I'm not like you where I've got different services every fucking day. You're crazy. This is the difference between me and you. You fucking...
Yeah.
I'm too long in the tooth for this shit. I know what I like, what I don't like. And I'm past that stage of being excitable because I was like that as well. Oh, fuck, we can sell this. Oh, we can sell that. We can sell that. And listen, I respect it, but it's not for me. I like to pick and choose what I offer, whether that be consulting, training, that type of thing, or just doing my own shit. And it makes as much money. I just can't be bothered with the fucking headache. And I'd love to, one day, I would love to have a fucking tool, but the tool that I would have to be something that's really different, like unique. I don't want to just do a tool for the sheer hell of doing it. It would have to be like a game changer, something that wasn't out there and all that stuff. I wouldn't want to just do it just to get a tool out there. But
isn't the game changer? See, what I look at, okay, what is utilized? I mean, I can't compete with some Russian Ahrefs, but I look at the small odds and ends, and then I'll see, okay, general price point is $50. To me, the game changer is, hey, I can do the same thing for a quarter of the cost.
Yeah.
And that's the change. But for me, anyway, that's what I'm looking. That's where I'm looking. But how do you, man, like, okay, the core is the core, and I understand what is the primary. Mm-hmm. But then I call it throwing it into the air to see what comes back. Yeah. So when you do the core, you do the primary, you're putting to the side, you're doing stock, or I'm investing with Andy, we're doing real estate. Like, that's the core.
Yeah.
But then you get a chunk and you're like, all right, like, how don't you vibrate with, like, okay, what's next?
I've lost a lot of money doing that shit. I've invested in a big pile of shit, and I'm sure you have as well, if you're being honest.
Lots of times.
So the opportunities or whatever I gamble in are a bit more reserved now. I'm not like you, where you're probably enthusiastic about it just now, because you're obviously coming in a journey, and you're starting to realize you've got a following, you can make money, you can pretty much turn anything into money. But you win some, you lose some, and I've said to people many years before, I've spent money and made a lot of money, then I've lost it all, and I just it's just been a bit more older and wiser, potentially, just in terms of the opportunities you get involved in. I don't want to do that kind of scattergun approach and throw shit up in the air and see what sticks. I need to be a bit more calculated than that, because also I don't trust a lot of people that I get involved in these things with as well. So and obviously business partners and stuff are few and far between. They're hard to come by. So that also kind of stops me from probably taking as much opportunities that I possibly could.
I see. That's what I mean, though. Like, that's so, but you've been able to sit back and be like, see, like, but I always think of those little hurdles is, hey, man, you're one jump away from the next level, or whatever, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Like, you're one issue, one fire away, but you're like, okay, Chris, I'll see you 5 years, and you let me know how that went. Because I talked to you, I've been talking to you now, and you're like, hey, how'd that go? And you're like, I told you, dude. I told you, bro, don't do that.
You've got to feel the pain, but you're making money along the way as well. So, one day you'll come back and say, right, I understand where you're at. Like, it'll come, and you'll be like, right, I need to be more refined. So, yeah.
I like the game. And plus, I'm tight, though. The losses I've learned. I don't like the partners, because people like, oh, give me 1 second. Someone's pounding. I'm going to see if they got gold, but give me 1 second. Is that okay?
We'll go to the question from Big Hawks while Chris is getting the door. What would you say the success rate is for a HARO pitch to get picked up? Is it a numbers game? And I'm just going to go to the follow-up question at the same time. How would I go establishing a pen name, and should I be a subject matter expert for the articles that I'm pitching? I think, HARO is or was a great way to go about getting things picked up. But I think, like any other thing that SEOs and stuff like that talk about, it does become saturated and abused slightly. And I think the success rate has changed significantly over the years in terms of getting pickup, because if a reporter is looking for an article on something, you can bet your bottom dollar they're getting 100 pitches. And that is the kind of thing that Mark McShane, who's sitting in the same room as me just now, is saying about 8%. So the uptake is not as good as it once was. But Chris, the question is, HARO pitches, is it a numbers game? What's the success rate? But also, should you be a subject matter expert for the articles you're pitching? Would you have to reverse this? You as a journalist or a reporter, would you rather talk to Chris Palmer, who's an expert in SEO, or talk to Chris Palmer, who's an electrician, a plumber, an SEO, and a fucking painter? I would rather go and be a subject matter expert, to be honest. But
so for us, there's, and not to build competition for myself, but there's 4 main platforms. There's ones that is most notable for editorial links, which is called HARO. So we pitch based on HARO, but we use 4 platforms. And you have to note when, say, a customer or client comes for intake and we're pitching on the behalf of the expert. So we are subject matter experts based upon whoever we're doing the pitch for, because we have their email, we're using their account, we're doing the pitches on their behalf as if we're on the team, because we are. And then there's 4 main platforms. So for HARO, and then we'll do pitching based upon us being the expert for them. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
So expert all the way. Like, that's how you land it. Like, we're looking for a boatload. The more information you have, the better chances of me landing you on Martha Stewart, or like, we've gotten some bangers lately, like stupid stuff. But what I've realized in the last 4 months that we've been doing it and perfecting it, because I've gone through iterations of people and teams and systems. Now we build a team around it because I got it down on lock now. But what I realize is the more information that we have to be perceived expert, or however you want to look at it, the higher probability that we can get and land higher quality stuff. Because and now we figured out how to position yourself as the expert to get on these crazy sites. Like, for instance, I had a pest control guy, and I think that was one of the, like a Martha Stewart. Like, you can angle yourself as an expert for almost any niche, depending on how you pitch. It's wild, dude. It's wild. I didn't know. And I was talking to my brother either this morning or yesterday, and we're blown away. Like, when I first started doing that, and I was like, $200, I was thinking like, dude, there's no way people are going to do this. But the value to cost ratio is very high, so people love it. I like that service. It's an easy, to me, it's relatively simple. But it's high. It's a numbers game. It's high volume. We have 4 separate pitching platforms, and then we'll go out there and send pitches, because most people will get back 3 or 4, and then we give them all. Yeah. But like it's usually 30 to hit. So we'll hit 30 on 4 platforms, 30 total on 4 platforms. Let's just say 40, but it's usually about 30. 30 to get a land, and then we'll end up getting either a syndicate or a catchback of another one. If that makes sense to you. I know it does to you, but sometimes I'll get picked up, and then sometimes we'll get back, and I'll be like, dang, like the extra one was a freaking DR83. And I'm like, dang it, we should have sold that. But it is what it is.
Hopefully that answers your question, Big Hawks.
Yep.
But Paul Edison. But Paul's asking, if you were building tier 2 and tier 3 backlinks, how many would you build to move the needle? For instance, if you had a guest post, how many tier 2 links would you point at it? I know you can't answer this specifically, Chris, because it's like, how long is a piece of string, depending on the competition, the area, blah, 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 blah. But, if someone's asking that question, they're looking for a generic answer. You've got a guest post. How many tier 2 links do you start with? Is maybe a better.
So that there's, in my opinion, and how we look at things, is there's multiple types of tiered linking. There's tiered linking to assets that already are cooking, but the UR of the page is relatively low. Then there's tiered linking, in which we're trying to lift the 0s and 10s up into the 30 or 40 range. So if we're trying to lift as many as we could get out, But the vast majority of the time, if there's dollars being spent from client and we're trying to lift high equity articles that already exist, but we want to lift that page value to either rank that article, the best of, the review, whatever it is, we're looking to build at least 100. Then we start looking at quality of link. You guys are, I assume, in the SEO market, like there's different levels of networks out there. You know, you can get guest posts at $1 a piece, you know, your DA 30s, DA 20s, DA, you know, like DR 10. So we're looking to get about 100 units of those in order to be able to lift the UR of a high equity link. And that's what we're trying to do. I had the same question, and who enlightened me about this, like the power of 1,000 and doing specific numbers and made it make sense to me, was Ted Kavitas. So that guy's awesome. He's a good guy. Yeah. He's helped me immensely. But does that answer the question? Dude, I switched to Celsius, man. I'm feeling pretty good today. I'm on fire today, man. I'm feeling like I'm on point today. I hope that helps you.
Richest Domains is here. Good to see you. Oz Managa, the best dancer in Milan, is here. Black Hole Super Sloth is also here. PB World, or PB's World, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. Tim Air should be time for next AZ SEO Pro gathering or another in USA. I don't know what Tim means. Should be time for next Arizona SEO Pro gathering.
Sounds
on
good.
the bus. But yeah, I don't know when the next Arizona one is. I think I am back in Arizona for spring training next year. I've already confirmed to Terry that I'll speak in 2025, so I will definitely be there. Then
you didn't invite me back.
You can't go back every year. I've had to miss out this year.
I was like, that was jumping though. I really enjoyed that. I like he's very him and his wife are very systematic. Like they have they did a good job. Yeah, like all the pieces, you know, that was slick. I mean, not as good as Digital Unfiltered, but hey, who could be? No,
it's a good second choice. It's a good second choice.
It's a good second choice. Yeah.
But Ursol is asking, what is your best nugget from the Google leak so far? Ted did a decent show on it, which changed my mind on it a lot. So what is your best nugget, Chris?
I mean, if Ted already discussed it, I mean, I'm urinating in the wind. For me, is understanding the tiers of links was the best nugget, in my opinion, out of what was described. But the other piece, which could be mind-blowing to some, was the effectiveness of brand and name, like the traffic. So those two elements were the most effective, or the golden nuggets within the leak. But if Ted already went through it, I'd say he probably did a good job. But those are the pieces.
The other best nugget for this is obviously Google have pretty much confirmed that they're liars. And I think, maybe that will wake up a certain half of the SEO community into maybe thinking that all that is said or released or whatever isn't always what it seems. I think is, if I was to take one message and try and, put that to people, I'd be saying, listen, I think this leak obviously showcases, or goes against a lot of what Google has said in the past. And, I think we all know that anyway, but I think there's just certain people in the industry who think everything that Google releases gospel and, continue to ram this down people's throats. So it's it is what it is. But
and those people shout loud.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like the taking it as gospel, man, they have big voices,
Oh, they seem to think they've got big voices. But yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Tom Riley is asking, where do I get 100 tier 2s from, Chris?
ChrisPalmer.org. No. I mean, that's, early on, Craig and I, we're not here to pitch, right? And then give sources and do this. I mean, obviously, Randy, he sponsors the show, but we all know the verticals in which to purchase. So, but if I were to point and then that guy switches up his flow then tomorrow, then you come back to me and be like, hey, Chris, you recommended this. Now I'm a jerk. So I don't have any recommendations to put on blast here, but if you are interested, because I put my name on everything, ChrisPalmer.org.
There you go. It's not a pitch, but go to my website, says Chris.
I'm not here to pitch anybody else, but here, come see me. That's fair.
Just promote Chris. Oh, God. Ursul says, what was the best conference? Spain or Milan? Spain has not happened yet. That's this Thursday and Friday. But Milan was good. Good conference, new crowds for me, and met some new faces, which is always good. Good, interesting faces, which is always good. But Spain is also a good conference. I've been to this one previously. Milan, that was my first instance of being at that particular event. But Spain is a good event, that's for sure. There's a lot of, it's more fun in Spain. I'm here for a party, not necessarily the information. Whereas Milan was a bit more of both. Trying to have fun, networking, and learn stuff. So Spain is pretty much just a piss up for me and meeting old friends, to be honest. But I enjoy that as well. So
a piss up.
Yeah.
You guys come with the best sayings.
So live F1 fan, how much money have I spent on YouTube promotion? I'm actually scared to look and calculate.
What? You have 1 million subs?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Go check.
What? That's insanity.
YouTube promotion tab, bud.
Well, I know the guys in the group are saying, nah, man, I'm watching them. And I'm like what? But you scaled it to 1 mil?
Yeah.
Not just 1 mil. 1.06.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
So
wow, congrats.
It has been a big chunk of money.
You're going to have the thing.
Yeah.
What's it? Is that the gold plaque or a diamond plaque?
Gold. Diamond's 10 million. So you'd probably be about 200 grand to get the.
Damn, I'm glad I got with you when you were at like 40. I'm like, yo, Craig, what's up, dude? That was cool.
I wouldn't say the traffic's from India, though. It's hard to tell exactly, to be honest, live F1 fan. It's something that someone mentioned to me a few months ago, this YouTube promotions tab. And, there's a lot of people debating whether it's good traffic, bad traffic, indifferent traffic. For me, you're paying YouTube to get as much exposure as you possibly can. You get to pick the countries that you get that traffic from. So it's up to you where you really get that traffic from. The India is obviously lower cost, but for people like Chris and I, we probably want to be going after other countries where there's potential value in terms of sales and building a list and various other bits and bobs. So I think you do need to consider that as well. You don't just want a lot of rubbish traffic, although that will help your YouTube in terms of watch time and everything else. So you just need to try and get the balance right. So you've got the choice. You pick where that traffic comes from. So I am trying to spend as much as I can on getting better traffic. So let's put it that way. And the Milan one is back on in November. It's a different event, but I'm at that one in November if it's MB Summit. Not by the same people that done the event just last week. But MB Summit, I have spoke there before, and a great event. They have a good lineup as well. So MB Summit's always a good event. So if you do go, be great to see you in person. That's always a good one. So definitely worth going to. I've been there twice before and always had a good time. Although it's cold in Milan in November. Just bear that in mind. Lee, at what size does an agency become too corporate and become ineffective for clients? Can you really have 50 experts in a room? Chris, what's your opinion on this? I've got my own, but we'll let you go first.
Well, see that I think, and just from my experience, and I'm small as opposed to lots of people that I've talked to, like I'm like nothing. I'm working. But what I've realized is that the team or who you put in place is only as strong as the head. And then how effective can you be is based upon the team that you put inside those seats. So could you be effective? You could be if management or the owner is paying for talent. Then I think it could be just as effective as a small. In fact, they could possibly be better as long as they're allocating dollars in the right place and not taking 60% of the budget and putting it in their pockets from clients. Yeah. So that's what I've seen. Like I've looked at both different types of models. I've seen guys that are huge and they're placing dollars for talent. But what do I know? We have 14 people, so I'll let you know when I get there. I can't speak on that really.
But I do think Lee's got a point here. Agencies do become ineffective for clients because of the overheads, the costs, the staff bills, the meetings, the structure, the tools, and everything else that's in there. Where it does become ineffective for clients, it's too costly for what you actually get out of it. So I do think, there is a certain size of an agency, and depending on how many clients are also running as well, where they can become really ineffective. I've had my own agency, I've trained agencies, I've consulted agency owners, and I've seen a lot of different agencies in different sizes, and a lot of them are not that effective. The deliverables, there's a lot of time spent on meetings that I feel are unnecessary, and certainly the lack of knowledge in some of these bigger agencies as they grow in scale. They maybe don't have so much time for training and getting onboarding done and all that kind of stuff. So, again, that kind of filters down into the kind of work that's being produced for clients. So, I mean, it's just fucking tough, man. It's tough. There's guys that do it successfully, but it all comes down to
butts in seats.
Yeah.
End of the day.
I'm obviously friends with Carrie at Rise. They've huge teams, but seem to reach out for freelancers on a regular basis. People of these sizes do struggle to get staff and stuff as well, and they will have to utilise freelancers and experts because there are fundamental problems within certain agencies and stuff like that. So, the agency model and having everyone in-house, I think, is probably a bit old school. You can utilise experts in other parts of the world and leverage lower cost of livings. Do you need this big fancy agency with a big fancy office and everyone all sat around tables having meetings about meetings?
Sipping coffee.
Wow. So I think they can be a bit more leaner. But, George, can we get an opinion, gents? Everybody and his dog who vends software these days has some AI feature. What is the best AI integration in your SEO toolkit?
The only thing I'm trying to think, what do we actually use it for? The only piece that we use it for, which we had to use Tom in order to create the development in order to be able to utilize it properly, is that we're creating custom, it's not even custom, they're fine-tuned models in order to create content. That's it. Like, that's all I'm using AI for. Unless you want to consider AI for, hey, repurposing videos or helping me distribute content. Like I use it for personal stuff, like for distribution, like to help tasks that are repetitive in order for me to produce more. But other than that, like what's actually producing dollars for clients, like a piece of the business, it's going to be on the content side and creating, fine tuning a model. Like that's it, which is ChatGPT has made it pretty easy, but I prefer Google, but that's up to you.
Yeah.
That's it. I steer clear.
I'm pretty much in the same boat as Chris. I think, I use AI. Of course, I do play around with it, but do I use it for everyday SEO? No. AI, to go away and clip my videos and stuff like that, Opus Clip and shit like that, yeah, all day long. Why wouldn't I for distribution? So I'm very much in the same boat as Chris. So hopefully that helps you, George.
Oh, you're using Opus?
Yeah.
That's interesting. How come that one? I tried that one first because of the quality, but you don't get back as many. You don't care about quantity. You care about.
Yeah, I'm not fussed on quantity. As long as I get a couple, man, I'm happy.
I like volume.
Yeah.
But
Opus has always been fairly decent and accurate for me. So yeah.
It's a great tool. No, it worked excellent. But like if I plugged in a say half-hour video, it'd clip me out 2, where like video AI would clip me out 4. And I'd be like, half the price, got 4 pieces. It's all right. Okay, let's do it. I'm weird, man. I'm picky, I guess.
Yes, everyone's different.
That's right.
Live F1 fan, would I say the YouTube promotion has positively or negatively affected my organic reach? I don't think it's had a negative impact, that's for sure. Has it given me the lift that I would have wanted? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what to, I'm still, although I've got to that figure, do I feel like the engagement is that of a channel of a million? I would be lying to say yeah. Do I think that YouTube are giving out shit subscribers? No, I don't think they are. So I don't know. I'm still undecided on that. It hasn't negatively impacted organic reach, but I wouldn't say it's positively done it in any kind of major great way either, given that there's been a massive increase in the amount of subscribers. So I don't know, man.
What blew my mind about that is you go in, there's 2 different types within the promotion tab. You have engagement and views, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it'll say, like, I never did astronomical amounts, but at the end of the day, like when I was in there doing it, it was, I want to say a quarter a sub. Like if I gained 332 subs, when I go into the analytics and look, the subs weren't there. It's almost like they were gained overall.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't like the tracking of it. So I was like, I'm good. But I did not see, like you said, the quality of the people. Like when I checked, hey, you got new subscribers, like it didn't, it looks like real people. You know what I'm saying? Accounts that are old.
I can't imagine it would be fake. Why would YouTube give you fake?
Why? For what? Like they're a money generating machine.
Yeah. So it's hard for me to answer that right now, live F1 fan, because it's something that I've been playing around with. But I've spoke to other people about it as well, and no one fucking knows the answer to that, to be honest. I'd done it. I mean, I'll be blunt and I'll tell you why I've done it. The problem you have in this industry is there's guys out there doing the same thing, and they've went from like 1,000 subscribers to fucking 60,000 or 100,000 or whatever it may be. Now, I could sit there and slowly build up. I know what my subscribers were, and I think a lot of people who followed me for a period of time will know I had a good following. I built it up, and over COVID and everything else, along with Chris and everything. And we know what rate of growth you're getting. Now, I could sit back and let these guys who are using YouTube promotions overtake me and be seen as some kind of big fucking dog. Should I do that, or should I play the same game as them? I'm not going to sit back and roll over and let someone, because a lot of people look at these subscribers and go, he's the man, he's the one I want to sponsor, he's the guy that I want to do promotion with. So do I sit back and let people do this and overtake me, or do I fucking get ahead of them again? And for me, I felt as if I was shoved into doing that, because I've seen people who, without naming names, and everyone can see what they're fucking doing, and everyone can see what I've done, and I'm not going to make any kind of bones about it. You know, I know what I've done in the last few months, using YouTube promotions tab, and it was a deliberate act. So it is what it is. But you know, whether it's the best quality, I'm not so fucking sure. So yeah, that's enough on that though.
Oh, but you think that's you think that number drastically? See, I see it too, though.
Okay, that number drastically. So, see, to the general douchebag out there, they look at that and go, "Oh, I want to advertise with that motherfucker," and you're like, "Fuck!" So you're losing out because someone's done that. So, how, you know, what do you do? What do you fucking do?
Well, it's either play ball or don't. I know. I think the same thing, because I'll see it, and then I've seen other guys, like, if you go to your video, you got 20, 30, there's engagement. I'll see guys go from 0 to 60 overnight. You look under their video, not a comment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got 120,000 views and no comments, and you got 60 subs, 60K. Really? You know, but you think that number, so you're looking at it from an advertising standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I wanted to increase it. Almost like, man, you think that number impacts judgment upon knowledge?
Fucking 100%, dude. See, since that number started going up, Chris, by doing this, the number of advertising opportunities I've got are going through the fucking roof. It's plain. It's plain as fucking day. Damn,
that if you utilized, I mean, the guy showed, like, you were showing it in the group, like, that wasn't cheap. Well, like, that was expensive.
Yeah.
Man, it
was expensive, but what the fuck do? You just fucking roll over and die? No.
No.
Fire with fire. So fuck it.
Oh man, don't get me freaking riled up, Craig. You're always riling me up, man. Oh.
And thank you for the kind words, Richest Domains. We try our best to give what we can to the community. And Ursol, do you ever use Google Keyword Planner when selling SEO, like showing them the value potential of traffic they could get and showing an ROI? Do you ever use that as part of your stuff, Chris? Because I don't really do client stuff.
Nah, Keyword Planner isn't in the pitch, but the tools that we utilize are piggybacking off that data. The data has to originate somewhere. So yes, but not directly. I don't go into Keyword Planner. No, I use paid solutions in order to showcase whatever the message is. You know, for me, it's like they came in there. If a client's coming to you, they have a fire. I want to hear what they're telling you what they want to see. So I just go through, like, okay, here's this. If whatever the fire is, okay, here's the solution. And then here's how we're going to get there. Here's your competition. That's how I do it. But everybody does things differently. I like to just use straight logic, which I lose a large percentage of potential customers because of that. Because that's just how to me, it just needs to make sense. But I don't fluff it up. I don't show like crazy things like all the potential forecasts. It makes decks and all this. Like, I don't do that. No, it's just not me.
Yeah. Hopefully that helps Ursol. George says he frankly thinks most of the AI features are rubbish that people like Elementor have put in their editor. I don't want to rubbish anyone's stuff, but
yeah, I mean, those, I know, but man, they got 1 million downloads. What is that toll? What are they getting on that? 100, $200?
I think it's something for a year's license.
That's recurring.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, I hate Elementor personally. It's not for me, but well done, sir.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Can you imagine? You gotta let's just say it was 100,000 units.
Yeah.
At $200 a year. Every year, click. Like,
It's a lot of money. It's a lot.
Man, I'm jelly. Like I don't want to like hate on him. I want to learn from him.
Have you considered using GPTs to learn your internal strategies to replicate success and speed up research on new projects? Yes, would be the answer to that. I've been fucking around with that stuff recently. I think I mentioned it in Monday's show. Been trying out a new tool to do it as well, rather than just using the GPTs within ChatGPT. I've been using custom GPT.ai as well, just playing around with that and hopefully go on to do things a bit faster in terms of research and working on new projects. So for surely, Chris, you doing anything with custom GPTs?
Well, as far I was just gonna put something on top, yes, but kind of no. I do find myself a lot either going right to ChatGPT or ChatGPT anywhere, and like, hey, I need to create, I need a keyword list, or hey, I need create a table, or hey, I need this schema, use this information, spit. Like, I find myself doing that a lot, but I don't know if that's custom or whatnot. I just need an answer.
Yeah,
custom for me at that second,
That'll do.
Yep.
Our Saul says he had a contractor at the house to have a wooden floor done. He ran into a problem he didn't know the solutions for. I took a pic of it and uploaded it to GPT, and it told this guy what to do. Crazy. Fuck me. That is crazy.
Yeah. That's does he get paid the same? Of course, right? Because he deployed the labor.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
But I mean that. See, he doesn't want to come to my house with that. Like, my girl would like lose her mind. Like, she would be out of here so fast. Like, what? No way. That wouldn't fly at my house, but that's okay.
But the richest domain, still calling herself aka poorest domains.
Well,
but
that's, you keep repeating that to yourself. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, think positively. Think you are richest domains.
You are.
Yeah. And sad to see Clint hang his YouTube books up. He had a bit of a crack at people buying subscribers, LOL. But yeah, it's
what do you mean by boots? Hanging his boots up?
Hanging his boots up. I don't know if he's given up on YouTube or whatever. You can't, for me, you can either beat them or join them. I wouldn't be throwing the towel in.
Get down or lay down.
Yeah. That's just my perspective. Clint's a great
guy. I love Clint too. He's got a lot. He, rough around the edges, but he's got a lot of good info. I like Clint. As far as information standpoint, I like him too. I don't know. Damn, that's crazy. That's odd, huh?
But
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll come back.
Yes.
But what is the best SEO tool that's not been invented yet? And should someone offer you 500K, would you build it? I'm not a fucking builder. It's the idea of what's not been invented yet that's the biggest problem for me. Getting the 500K is the easy part. I think it's just coming up with a fucking concept and doing something that's actually going to make you the money. That's the fucking hard thing.
See, I never ever say this. I can't believe this is about to come out of my mouth. But I disagree with you. It's not the idea. It's the deployment and the execution and the sales and the blah. You need an idea there, Lee. Come see me. No, but all the other pieces. Sheesh. That's the part. But yeah, I guess, I kind of disagree. I wasn't thinking of the idea piece. There's lots of concepts, but it's either the pool of talent because there's a trust issue too. I don't want to give anybody that has skill a good idea, because then they might run. And then too, it's like, well, then, but the skilled people, they're not there for me, the talent pool. So like the talent, then the dough, then the execution, like there's so many other factors. The idea is easy.
There is ideas out there, but do you really want to build another internal linking tool that they're already out there? It's so. When I say idea, I don't mean there's not ideas out there, but it would, you've got to think, is this going to sell? Is it going to be like Elementor, where you're getting £200 a year for something, that 1 million people are going to download, rather than a very small audience? You've got to think all of that kind of stuff. And those ideas are not just rolling around, or you would have done them already, Chris. It's got to be a real good idea. Yeah, you could shit out tool after tool after tool. There's tons of things that you could do out there, but when I'm thinking of things, I don't want to do a half-assed tool. I would want to do an Elementor or that type of money. If I was thinking of doing it, I don't want to just do a tool. I've had a million opportunities to be involved in tools and stuff like that, and put my face to it and market it and all that stuff, but I don't believe that they're that great. I don't think they're industry changing, and I don't want to be that guy. So when I say there's not enough ideas, there is ideas, but not the ideas that I would want a brand on, like big fucking money. That's the ones that I'm looking for in terms of ideas, and those are
far and few. Yeah. Okay. Now I 100% agree with you. Not that you care.
When I say ideas, that's what I mean. But Live F1 Fan says, you're verified, you've 1 million subs, it gives your channel authority. Yeah, we just need to work on making sure that the engagement and everything. So I'm taking my foot off the gas in terms of, I don't need to get to 2 million or 3 million or anything like that. It's not one of those things. I do want to work on getting that stuff sorted out, and making sure that the watch time's up. And I've got, if anyone's been watching closely to my channel, you see there's a video going out every day. I've got a video going out every day for the next 6 months. So I am building, it's all been fairly strategic in my head that I do want to put out a lot more content and stuff like that as well. So I've given it that little bit with the YouTube promotion, and we'll work on the actual offering value on the channel as well. Both have got to go together.
And so now I need to do 3 a day. No. I'm going to start just hitting. See, I've been thinking, hey, let's do a live stream and then do a pre-record. That's what I was going to start doing. But man, that gives me fuel. Like, oh, Craig's doing 1 a day now. Like, oh shit, oh man, he's got a milli.
For the next probably 3 months, I could beat you on 3 a day comfortably, because I've got them all pre-recorded.
When you're see, it's fresh. Like it's just like, okay, what popped into my head, or what's on my board? Okay, that's the video.
I can challenge you right now to a 3 a day contest.
Well, yeah, but then you'll just smoke me. I don't have pre-records. It's all fresh.
Yeah.
Damn. Dude, I'm still building. I built it's funny. Dude, I built the stage. I have a stage. I got the board. I'm still in the demolition on out here. I ripped out all the floor. Like I'm building a studio out here, but like work and life just take over, dude. I built the stage. I ripped out the floor. Oh, I didn't rip out the floor. I painted, dude. I painted the walls. I took care of everything. We're a few pieces away, bro. I talked to you about that 6 months ago. I was building the stage 6 months ago. I got that done. It's fun, man.
Live F1 Fan, you can run YouTube promotion to your live streams after they have been streamed, not during or anything like that. So that's not an option just now, but they may tweak it. So who knows?
The lives are getting whacked right now, though.
Yeah.
Like they don't. It used to, man. I got to switch, but.
Business Growth Ready saying clients are moving away from live to recorded.
Couldn't
I
swim
still
away
like
from
the live. I like the talking to people and having people in the chat and all that stuff. Pre-recorded, you don't.
1,000,000%. Well, that's what I enjoy the aspect, but when you start looking at visibility numbers, like you don't make anything. People think you do, but you don't make, like, where you were used to make $2 on a video. Well, now you only make 54 cents.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter, but
the money
there's a
is
difference.
fucking shit.
Yeah,
It's so bad.
people now. I used to wonder, like, why does Neil shut his ads off? Well, not only does it alleviate people jumping in front of your video, but also, what's the point?
Yeah. The money would literally be lucky to buy you a bag of peanuts. You know, that is the thing. So,
Well, from 2016, I just sent a check from 2016 until the beginning of January. I had $9,000.
oh, really?
Really?
Fuck. That's bad. For the amount of videos and content you've put out, I think that's disgraceful. But
The crank. I was cranking. There was $9,000 there left. But I also, the first grand I made, the first one I sent right to you though.
yeah.
Like and I got a physical. Then I just connected my bank. But I had $9,000 from all those years.
Yeah.
Insane. Some people. I know people in other.
No, that's not 2016. Yeah, that's 8 years. That's insanity.
Well, yeah, but the majority of the growth was only in a 4-year span.
Yeah.
Like I was making videos, but it wasn't like doing it every day.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, $9,000. It was slightly over, but not quite 10.
Yeah.
Insane. It's a good word.
That is crazy. Crazy. But guys, any last minute questions, please do put them in the chat. I do have to wrap up on time because I've literally got a podcast in 4 minutes. So we do have to wrap up early this week. But if you've got any last minute ones, I've literally, I don't know why the person just fucking booked in at that time. And I'm like, didn't shut my fucking calendar down. So I hate bouncing from one to another. I hate that shit. But
man, I had a appointment, not an appointment. I guess I had a talk with one of your friends, man. I really like one of your buddies. I won't say his name because I don't want to. It just came to me. I don't mean that you know say it.
He messaged me the other day. He asked me for your.
He's cool, man. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Like his thoughts. Yeah.
Oh, he's insane. He's insane.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's what I mean.
But nah, he's a good guy, and I think he's quite interested in, I don't know, getting to know what you do and how you can help him and how he can maybe spend some money or work together or whatever. So yeah, he's a good contact.
I'm about to come off that. I didn't notice the interest in the plaza takeover method, but Charles's guys were like losing it. And I was like, oh, well then, I didn't know you guys like this. Yep. I might have a course.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I didn't know you guys like this. Okay.
So no, it's a pre-recorded podcast. So I don't know when it's going out, but it's with an American YouTuber who invited me on their channel. So we'll see how it goes, but I'll be sure to share the link on my socials when it does go live.
Did you do you still have I haven't been to your site in probably a month. Do you still have the thing where it's like podcast or book with me that goes over and you're just intaking? You'll do live interviews?
I took that off the website because people were booking in to appear on my fucking podcast.
Yeah.
That's not what I want. I want to be on other people's podcasts.
100%. I would love that. Right.
People booking in, and I thought they were booking me.
And you're like, yes, cool. Like, even if they have 20 people, like, here, let's talk to them.
Yeah. But
they wanted to come.
I went on yours, so I'm like,
taste that mill.
Yeah.
You're like, nah, man.
But Black Hole Super Sloth, you take it easy as well. For dinner, don't know. I'm insane. I need to go and find somewhere to eat. It's fucking dead out here, so not everything's opened. Chris still needs an energy drink sponsor, and I need a fizzy drink one. That is right. But we do have to wrap up now, guys. So do check out chrispalmer.org. Do check out the news guy. The link is below. And that is it. Pretty much. We'll be back at the same time again next week. So we do appreciate all the questions and all the feedback and all the whatever. But if you are watching this later on, please leave us a like and subscribe on the channel as well.
Comment.
And comment. See you later.
See ya.